So hello and good day, ma'am, and also to our classmates. For our report, it is all about the sugar preservation and also including the salt preservation because they almost have the same um, preservation method. But we are really highlighting for today is about the sugar preservation itself. So for the objectives, for this report, first it explains how sugar preservation works. It describes the science behind how sugar keeps food fresh by lowering water content. Next is showing examples of sugar preservation in food. So there are a list of different food that use sugar preservation and explains their benefits. Next is comparing the sugar and the salt preservation, which highlight the similarities and differences between using sugar and salt to preserve food. And next is to discuss nutritional and safety issues, review the health effects of high sugar content and the importance of safe food handling. Next is to emphasize the importance of food preservation. It stressed how sugar preservation helps reduce waste and improve food security. Next is you will also learn how to identify limitations of sugar preservation. There's mention the challenges and drawbacks of using sugar for preservation, and lastly to provide practical tips which suggest easy methods for using sugar to preserve food effectively.
Good day everyone. So I will be the one to introduce to you the sugar preservation and the salt preservation. So why food preservation is essential? So this is to ensure the safety and longevity of the product. It involves various methods and techniques to prevent spoilage of the food due to bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. So salting and sugar preservation are also popular methods of food preservation. So sugar preservation, its application and its impact on food quality and safety, drawing parallels with salt preservation, where appropriate both methods uses different substances but shares common goal of inhibiting microbial growth to extend for shelf life of the food. So, in this case, ang sugar preservation and then the salt preservation is different substance sila, pero na sila'y common goals in common goals of inhibiting microbial growth to extend the food shelf life. So, first is the sugar. Sugar preservation involves adding sugar to the food to reduce its water activity, preventing the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms. So ani nga preservation ang sugar gina-add siya sa mga fruits. So there are different types of kana pag-preserve sa mga foods, just like atong fruit drying and jams, jellies, and so on. So ang sugar, if imo siyang ibutang or i-add nimo siya sa kaning sa usa ka food, ang sugar mag-act na siya as kanang siya ang mag-absorb sa mga water activity ato nga food para moment din siya ang way to preserve or para mas ma-reduce niya ang kanang mga water activity, and even mas maprulong pa or mas in that way mamatay tong mga bacteria or mga microorganisms nga naa sa food. That is the sugar preservation. While ang salt preservation is kani siya nga same ra gyapon ni siya sa kadtong process gyapon sa sugar preservation, which is if mag-add ka og salt sa meat, sa vegetables, ang mas mo kuan ma-absorb gyapon nila ang ma-absorb sa salt ang ma-combine sa salt ang water para ma-absorb niya ang katong mga water activity mo din to ang mag-kill dayon sa mga microorganisms or mga fungi ato nga products para mas ma-preserve or ma-avoid ang spoilage sa usa ka food product. So, by adding sugar to food, the water activity is reduced. So, same as gihapon siya sa salt. If mag-add ko og salt sa food, ang water activity is ma-reduce gyapon siya. So, sugar acts as a natural preservative by reducing the water activity. Sugar has a hygroscopic properties, meaning it has the ability to attract and retain moisture. Same as gihapon siya sa salt preservation. Nagyapon siya hygroscopic properties, which is na sila'y ability nga to attract and retain the moisture sa katong kanang food. If ang food butangan og sugar or salt, ang available moisture sa food ginasuyop or gina-absorb siya. So in this way, ang microorganism dili maka-survive and dili na sila maka-reproduce og utro pa. So mga matay na sila. So mo na din na siya nga mo na din na siya ang way nga ma-avoid na to ang spoilage sa to ang mga pagkaon. The most common application of sugar preservation is in the production of jam, jellies, candies, dried fruits, and etc. This will kani nga akong ipang-mention will be discussed and elaborated by my co-reporters. So sa akong giingon ganiha ang sugar preservation is kanang sugar preservation and salt preservation is it inhibits microbial growth and establish or maka-extend siya sa shelf life sa food. So in this part we will be talking about reducing water activity. So sugar preservation primarily works by lowering the water activity of food. Water activity represents the amount of unbound water available for microbial growth. Microorganisms requires water for survival and reproduction. By adding sugar and salt, the available water is reduced, creating an hospitable environment. Sugar molecules bind to water molecules, making them less accessible to microbes. This effect is similar to salt preservation, where salt molecules also bind water, reducing water activity and inhibiting microbial growth. So muna to siya kung i-explain kaganina nga ang kaning sugar and salt mo ni sila ang ga-work nga mas ginapagamay nila ang water activity sa food para ma-avoid ang pagkadaot o ang spoilage sa ato ang mga pagkaon. So ang kanang AW ako ni siyang kanang mas i-elaborate. Ang AW mo na siya ang mga water activity or katong mga unbound water nga naa sa food nga dira mag-exist ang mga microorganisms. So ang microorganisms kanang para mabuhi sila, ga-require na sila og mga water para dito sila magpuyo. So pag i-add na to ang kaning sugar and salt, gina-absorb na dayon ang mga water nga nasa atong food. So mo na day na siya ang so in that way ang kanada yung mga microorganisms is dili na sila mag-exist kay mga matay man sila kay dili na sila mabuhi kay gi-absorb na ang water sa ato ang salt and sugar.
Osmosis the driving force. So this the reduction in water activity is further amplified by osmosis. So what is osmosis? So osmosis, in simple words, it is a natural process where water moves from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So in the case of sugar preservation, we use this process to draw water out of the food, making it difficult for bacteria to grow and spoil the food. So think of making a strawberry jam. So the sugar you add is very concentrated, meaning there is a lot of sugar and a very little water. So mas high concentrated ang sugar. And the water is the low concentrated. And when you mix the sugar with the strawberries, the water in the strawberries wants to move to the area with more sugar, which is the sugar syrup. And this creates a very concentrated sugar environment, making it hard for bacteria to thrive. So the sugar draws moisture out of the strawberries, making the jam thick and preventing spoilage. So this is the principle of osmosis for sugar preservation. So if you ask question that why it makes hard for bacteria to thrive, so actually the bacteria needs to survive and reproduce. So when you add a lot of sugar to a food like strawberries, the sugar draws water out of the food and creates a very concentrated or very high concentrated sugar environment. So this environment is like a desert for the bacteria. So there is not enough water for them to thrive. So think of it like this. Like if you were in a desert and you would be very thirsty and would have a hard time surviving. So similarly, bacteria is in a high sugar environment become dehydrated and can't grow and multiply as easily. So this is why sugar is a great way to preserve food. The sugar creates a concentration gradient, causing water to move from microorganisms to sugary food. So this dehydration leads to microbial death. So higher sugar concentration increases preservation effectiveness. Next is beyond water activity. This is the additional benefits of sugar. So besides reducing water activities, sugar offers additional advantages. So it inhibits the activity of enzymes that cause spoilage, such as those responsible for browning in fruits. So the spoilage is like yung madakot na siya. So furthermore, sugar enhances the texture and taste of preserved foods and contributing to their overall desirability. While also the salt primarily focuses on reducing water activity, so sugar provides this additional sensory benefits. Next is the application of sugar preservation. So these are some of the examples for food that being preserved using sugar. So example, jams, jellies, or fruit preserves. So high sugar inhibits microbial growth, maintaining flavors and texture. Also candies, chocolates, and marshmallow, sugar acts as both sweetener and preservative. Next is dried fruits like raisins, apricots, and cranberries. So sugar coating infusion adds preservation and sweetness. Next is fruits preserved in a sugar syrup. So high sugar syrup inhibits spoilage, preserving flavor and color. And also caramel sauce and fruit syrups, or like sweet sauces and other syrups. Yes, fruit syrup. So sugar maintains consistency and flavor, acting as a preservative. So in comparing sugar and salt preservation, for the feature example is the primary mechanisms of sugar preservation, water activity reduction, or the use osmosis. The same lang din sila sa salt preservation, which is also water activity reduction and uses the osmosis process. Next is a taste impact. Of course, for sugar it is sweet, and for the salt preservation it is salty. Applications, pwede apply ang kaninga yung mga food for preservation. Sa sugar, you need a jams, jellies, candies, dried fruits, or katong yung mentioned a minute ago. And salt preservation kay meats, fish, vegetables. And the nutrition impact for sugar is high sugar content, and for the salt is high sodium content. Next, for other effects sa sugar preservation kay color retention inhibits enzymatic browning, and also sa salt preservation may affect texture.
Sugar preservation and salt preservation, actually ma'am, this is very important. Dako po sila og tabang, especially sa mga products nga gusto natong himuon. But there's a limitations of this too. So while effective, sugar preservation has limitations. The high sugar content affects the nutritional profile of the food and can be detrimental to individuals with health conditions like diabetes. Kay mo gid siya ma'am, mas mosamot siya og katamis, mo taas ang level sa yang sweetness niya. Mo na siyang makakuha na siya sa epekto na siya sa health sa kataw, especially kung kanang tao is dali ka siyang makon sa diabetic ma-prone siya sa diabetic or diabetes, I mean. Proper storage and hygiene practices are crucial to prevent contamination and maintain food safety. So, of course, importante yun guys siya. It's because once mahugawan gud ang atong mga yung preserve ng mga pagkaon, of course, makontaminate na siya mga bacteria, and there is a possibility nga madaot na noon ang produkto kung hugaw ang iyahang storage, wala siya hygiene. Similar considerations apply to salt preservation. So kung unsa tong mga ways or mga principles when it comes sa sugar preservation, mao gyapon na siya ma'am ang kabahin sa salt preservation. So ang nakuan pod ani pero nakalahi lang ang epekto. So where high sodium intake can pose health risks, so for example sa kidney kanang UTI, so mao gid pod na siya ang ka-disadvantage once mag-intake tag maggamit ta og masubraan ni siya og gamit kaning high volume sa salt. So mo na siya. And mo na siya mga limitations. So it's really important, even though this preservation is important method in preserving foods, but at the same time we should also see the limitations to avoid health risk. That's all.
So, sugar preservation remains a valuable technique for extending the shelf life of various foods, improving food security and reducing waste, and also understanding its mechanism and applications along with its limitations. So, it's crucial for responsible food preservation practices. So, the comparison with salt preservation highlights the shared fundamental principles of water activity reduction and osmotic pressure. So while also emphasizing the technique and the unique properties and applications of each method. And that ends our report. Thank you so much.